You guys may be wondering what stock is popping and what stock just had a decent dip buy situation. Today, we're going to be talking about Apple because Apple did just have a big dip buy, and recently they have been doing pretty bad. We had a big sell off. We had some bad news with their China sales, getting sued multiple times and multiple things like that. But recently, we hit a low and now we're going up. So, with that being said, let's talk a little bit about Apple, talk about how they're moving. So, we did just have kind of like a decent dip buy if you got in at around this situation. But with that being said, we did just drop down to that 220 level and even a little bit lower than that 220. I think we got to like 217. And then we finally made a bounce, as you guys can see a few days ago. And ever since then, we've been decently green. We did have a decent sell off, but then we've been decently green overall. We do have gaps to fill up to the upwards. So right now we're at that 243 level. So we're kind of at that 246, looking at that 246 level, and probably even got potential to get to that 250 short term and probably even bigger. But with that being said, let's talk about some news that's going on with Apple and kind of explain everything that is going on and what has been kind of bringing the stock back. So basically, Tim Cook is unrevealing a new product next Wednesday, leading to a 2% increase in the company's stock. So basically, they're basically just kind of suggesting that this could be the new low end iPhone. So if you guys know what the iPhone SE is, it's basically, it has the newer chip in it, but in like a cheaper body, so you can buy these for cheap, buy these for your kids, just like a cheaper iPhone, basically. That's one of the good news. Another good news thing is their humanoid robot development. They have been talking with Ming Chi, revealed that Apple is considering developing a humanoid robot as part of the future smart home products. Currently in early proof of concept stage, but mass production is unlikely to reveal before 2028. So keep that in your mind if you want to get into this long term, because this is a great long term stock, and we're going to see some big short term movement. We can get up to that 250 to that 260 level short term by next week with the iPhone kind of getting unrevealed. And just with news like this, we also have a bigger piece of news. I think this one is really moving the stock, but AI partnership with China. So basically, if you guys don't know, China is probably one of the biggest people that we have that we make a bunch of money from. I mean, a decent amount, not really considering, I think America, we probably make more in America. But with that being said, if you guys look at other places like Nvidia, how much Nvidia dropped because of the news with the exports with the chips, I think China actually makes up for like 15% of their profits. And especially with Apple being all over the world, China is one of their biggest sales. And you guys seen it recently drop a bunch when the iPhone actually became number three, I think. They're number three over some other phones in China. And that made their stock price go down a lot because their AI is behind. But with their AI partnerships in China, this can bring their AI reach up higher and make their profits higher, and investors way more happier about this. But with that being said, they are partnered with Alibaba. So Alibaba is also going up too. That's another stock you can look at too. But to implement AI services on its devices in China. This move is to enhance AI features in the China market and following weaker iPhone sales in the region due to absence of the Apple Intelligence, like I said before. So they're basically kind of just like doing like a little rebound from their sell off previously. This big sell off because Apple AI, I think it was this one where in China their sales went down because of the lack of AI. So keep that in mind. Another thing is, like we said before, AI strategy and spending. Unlike other tech giants investing heavily in AI data centers, Apple is taking more of a measured approach. So analysts like Ben suggest that their strategy could yield higher free cash flows, providing stability and profitability. So basically, they're kind of spending less than other big tech giants, but they're going to probably get the same amount, especially in China, as you guys seen with DeepSeek. They made basically ChatGPT for cheaper. With that being said, they can have a bigger cash flow if they get the AI from China. So keep that in mind too. That's going to bring their stock price up too. Some of the analysts, basically. So we did get a downgrade from Jeffries. So downgraded Apple from a hold to underperform with a price target of 200, which is kind of crazy because we're above 200, so this can show bearish. But we do have Morgan Stanley's maintain at an overweight rating with Apple with a price target of 273, which gives us more of a upreach with that one. We also got Webbush, sorry, raised the price target for Apple to 285. So with the AI and everything like that, You guys already know. And then the iPhone 16 just dropped. I'm gonna get some numbers for that. That can bring it up too. So 285 is insane too. But they just recently upped the price target. With that being said, keep that in mind because just like you've seen with Tesla and stuff like that, they raised their price targets last second. Like right before the stock hit it. So price targets is kind of up and down because you can get bullish momentum and bearish momentum with the price targets. But with that being said, they can change it up even now. Like we might get some new price targets that rise the stock up even higher. But with that being said, some price targets to look at before you guys get into this, because we have been raising every single day and it's just been kind of bullish for the past couple of days, especially with that news. And if we get more news and with the iPhone sale coming out, or the new iPhone kind of getting unrevealed next week, the cheaper iPhone that can bring the stock price even up, especially before like, or Tuesday, the day before they do it, and you might see the stock price go up even more. The options getting more premium. So keep that in mind too if you guys want to invest. But with that being said, I do want to look at that 245 level, 246, 248, 249, and then that 250. I think we can get 250 by next week. I don't recommend getting in now. It is Friday, so you might get a little bit more of a sell off, but then get a little sell off, buy a little call option, and you might be able to see like a long term play to that 250 level. And we might even see 260 in the future. So keep these two levels on your mind because we might be able to even reach up to that 260 if we get better news with the AI and just everything like that. So keep this in mind because the thing about Apple is that you have gaps to fill both ways. You can have gaps to fill downward. You also have gaps to fill back upwards. From a couple months or like a month or two ago, we were all the way up to that 260 level. So we got potential of getting back up to that 260 level, maybe even breaking highs, especially with these good numbers. But this kind of like the Christmas rally, kind of going up to the Christmas. So keep that in mind too. It's kind of the Christmas rally right here. But with that being said, we did have that big sell off, and then now we have gaps to fill upwards. We have gaps to fill up to that 260. And we might be able to break up, and then we do got the gaps to fill downwards to that 220 and even down to that 200 level. So with that being said, be very, very patient with this play. We are rising a lot. We do want to look at that 248 level next. So we might get up to that 248, might see a little bounce and or break past that 248, break past that 250, and then going up to that 260 once again. We might get a big bounce off that 260, so keep that in mind too. We might go up to 260, break down to like that 255 to 250. It just depends on how like the news and everything, because you kind of need fuel to get up past these highs. So keep that in your mind. But I think Apple is one of those stocks that can make you a millionaire depending on how much you put in and just long-term plays. This is a good long-term play, a great long-term play. I do recommend having shares, having long-term option plays, and just playing it based on how you trade. But honestly, my recommendations is to have a plan before you get in, and just have a stop loss just in case if something goes south, because we can still bear some bad news. But with this deal with China, it's just going to probably bring it up even higher. So keep that on your mind. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. I'm going to come up with a market outlook video for Friday, kind of explaining how the market moved this week and what to expect next week. But that's going to be later on by market close. We still got like 5 more hours for market. We're looking pretty decent. We got some good news and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace out.